People have been asking me to do a bridge map tier list for a while, so here it is at last. I ranked all 21 bridge maps based purely on my opinions. I have rather unique opinions, so don't be surprised if you're offended by this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and here's the video. First up, we have Ashgate. Ashgate is a pretty good map, frankly. It has a good shape, good number of entrances, not too easy to hippo, and it looks good. The only thing I really dislike about it is the pillars in the gold room, but otherwise, I think I'm going to put it solidly in the A tier. Next is Atlantis. Atlantis is a pretty decent map. It can't be spawn blocked or hippoed, but it's a bit boring really, and I always seem to have awful luck with the people I queue on it, so I'm putting it in C tier. It's also one of the maps I fixed in this video, along with Hyperfrost, Licorice, and Palestra. Then we have Chronon, which actually used to be my favourite map. I was clearly delusional. I still think it's a pretty good map though, and even though the bottom size swap thing can be annoying, I'm going to put it in B tier. Next up is Kondo, which again, I actually think is a pretty good map. The only thing I really dislike about it is the fact that it can be spawn blocked, but otherwise it's like well proportioned and balanced, so it's going in B tier. After that we have Dojo and Aquatica, which play exactly the same because they are the same map. They're pretty unremarkable really, decently balanced, some cool ways to score, but otherwise standard bridge maps, so they're going in B tier, though I'm putting Dojo like very slightly above Aquatica based purely on aesthetics. Then we have one of the best bridge maps in my opinion, Fortress. It's compact but interesting, has plenty of different ways to score, and usually leads to fun games, if bridge can be fun, so I'm putting it in S tier. Then there's Galaxy. I've rather fallen out of love with Galaxy recently after queuing a few people who like to spawn block on it. But apart from the spawn block, it's not an awful map, but it's far too easy to get the high ground and basically just be guaranteed a goal, so for me it's going in C tier. Now here comes one of my controversial opinions, Hyperfrost. I really don't like it. It looks awful, the holes in the bridge are annoying, and I always seem to lag on it. I also have some other bad memories associated with it.
What is that?
Despite this, it's not the worst bridge map, so it's going in D tier. Then comes another slightly controversial one, Licorice. I actually kinda like Licorice. It certainly isn't the best map and can be spawn blocked, but that spawn block is quite easy to circumvent, and otherwise it's a half decent map, so I'm putting it in C tier. Up next is the Marmite of bridge maps, Lighthouse. You either love it or hate it. Personally, I hate it. It's far too easy to hippo, and games last 10 minutes on average, which is something I aim to rectify in this video. But for those reasons, Lighthouse is going in D tier. And then we have Mr. Cheesy, which I think we can all agree belongs in F tier. No more needs to be said. Except that I fix it in this video. Then we have Outpost, which isn't actually on the tier list I used because it doesn't even have an official artwork. Regardless, I think Outpost is a pretty good map, good number of entrances, not too easy to hippo, and an interesting way around the back, so I'm putting it in A tier. Next up is Palestra, which, as I always say, is a decent map in terms of entrances and playability and so on, but is let down massively by its immense size. The bottom entrance is also kind of annoying, so it's going in C tier. Then we have my favourite bridge map, Sorcery, and its doppelganger, Boo. Both are nice, interesting maps with several entrances, cool tricks you can do and so on, though Boo falls slightly short of Sorcery based purely on looks and the 2 blocks missing over the hippo, so Sorcery is going in S tier and Boo is going in A tier. Then comes Stumped, which is a pretty map really, but I think it's more on the good side of so it's going in B tier. Then we have good old Sunstone. If you don't already know about my opinions on this map, I encourage you to watch this video and then watch this one where I attempt to fix it. It's way too small, the top drop downs might as well not be there, and it's just an awful map, so it's going in F tier. In contrast, we have Treehouse, which is a really solid map I think. There's not really anything bad about it, although it's not the most interesting map, so I'm putting it in A tier. Up next is Tundra. A lot of people dislike Tundra, which is fair enough, given how easy it is to hippo and how difficult it is to counter that hippo. I kinda like it, though honestly I couldn't tell you why. I'm putting it in C tier, though it's not far off B tier I think. And finally, we have Urban, which I think most of the bridge community agree is a really good map. Personally, it's not my favourite map, as games always seem to last forever on it despite there being 8 million ways to score, but it's still going solidly in A tier. So there you have it, all 21 Hypixel Bridge maps ranked. I know some of my opinions are quite controversial, so I do apologise if you're offended by the rankings, but please don't go shouting at me down in the comments because, as I say, these are purely my opinions as someone who only plays Q and has never touched scrims. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, so if you enjoyed, leave a like. If you loved it even more than that, make sure to subscribe and let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.